Hi guys, it's Teacher Red here today, and today we have red hair. I like the bigger wigs because the bigger the hair, the skinnier I look, which is really great when you're teaching online on the camera. So today I am going to talk to you guys about how to pass your recorded demo at GOGOKID. And a lot of these tips will be great for other companies as well that make you do a recorded demo. At GOGOKID, the recorded demo option is given out randomly, so you may get a request to do a 10-minute self-recorded demo, and we use Screencastify to record that. So you'll give them the Google link of your video, or you might be asked to do a live interview. Either way, you're going to be using the same PowerPoint. So these tips will be good for either one, but I'm going to talk about some specific things to do in your recorded demo today for GOGOKID. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to make sure you are doing is that you are doing your recording in a place that you would normally be teaching. You want to have your background, you want to have your lighting, and I've talked about these things in other videos. You can definitely check those out. But basically, you want a setup to look like you are ready to teach. You do not want to be doing your recorded demo on your couch. I would really try and avoid just a blank wall. You could go to the dollar store, Target, something. You could draw a picture, something. Make it fun, make it inviting for the kids to see. So you definitely want that in your background, and you want good lighting. So you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself the same way that you would in the classroom. That's going to be really important for them to see. So make sure all of your background stuff is in order when you're doing the demo. Also, since you are using software to do the demo, do a minute of a test to make sure that the sound is working, make sure that it's recording properly. So do a little 1-minute test video beforehand, make sure everything looks good on your end. I've had a few recordings sent to me that didn't have the video or they didn't have the audio. When you get the request to do the recorded demo, you can find my YouTube video on how to record it on Screencastify. It is pretty simple, but if you're not tech savvy, it may take you a little bit of time to figure it all out. You can definitely contact me and I will try and help you walk through that if you're having any trouble. But definitely do a little test video, make sure everything is set up the way you want it to be, make sure your audio is working, make sure the lighting's good, all of that on the camera. Once you get ready to actually do your demo, a couple of things you want to remember overall. They're looking for high energy. You are teaching little kids, mostly. I mean, you know, we can get up into the teenager range, but mostly you're teaching little kids who don't have a lot of English background knowledge. They're looking for people who are going to be able to sell the program during trial lessons, make kids want to focus. They are in their house after a long day of school and a million other activities. They are tired. They are cranky sometimes. They are hungry. You want them to be focused on you. And if you are boring, if you're just sitting there in front of the camera, they're not going to pay attention. They're going to look at their toys. They're going to find Grandpa over there cooking. They're going to look at Grandma who's folding laundry. Whatever. You want them focused on you. So that being said, you want to make sure you are using lots of TPR. Again, you can find other videos on TPR, but what that is your body language, your facial expressions, your hand movements, the things that help the student understand what you're saying when they don't actually understand the English words. We have two types of TPR, instructional TPR and educational TPR. So what that means is you're using educational TPR to actually mime, if you will, things. So banana, I'm peeling a banana. Apple, I'm eating an apple. Those are educational TPR. Then we have instructional TPR, which are the different movements that help the student understand the directions. So things like, what do you see? You want to use both types. Ideally, you want the student to do some of that with you. You want them to give you back that TPR. So if I'm eating an apple, I'll see if I can get the student to eat an apple. If I make a big A, I see if I can get the student to make a big A. So we definitely want to do that in our video. We want to make sure we're using both instructional and educational TPR throughout the video. You can't use too much. For that younger level, you can never use too much. So use as much as you can there on that younger level. You also want to have props. So you want at least 2 props. I recommend more, especially the younger the student, the more you want to use your props. And do not just hold it up once. One banana, done, never again throughout the thing. You know, every time you have a banana, you want to be pulling out that banana. Every time you're saying, you know, apple, you want to be pulling out your apple. Here's my apple. You want to be pulling out your apple. You can find all kinds of little toy type props. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, I often will just cut out pictures, color them, or cut them out from magazines and use those. You want a set of flashcards. Those are really easy at the dollar store. Get a set of flashcards. Those are great to use. But you definitely want to use some props in your recorded demo with the GOGOKID. Those three things, TPR, props, and energy, overall are going to be what sell you and what sell the student on the company. So those things are definitely going to be probably the most important things. Along with those things that you can do to make the student engaged in the lesson, remember we're teaching beginner level students. One of the biggest problems I see is a lot of extra language. The student is not going to understand what you are saying. Remember, they're learning apple. They aren't going to understand if you go, oh, when I go to the supermarket, I like to buy the red apples. Oh my gosh, I love Fuji apples. They are so good. I have no idea what you're saying. Keep it simple. That doesn't mean you have to eliminate all language. You know, we want them to speak in full sentences. So if I have this apple, you know, I'm going to try and encourage full sentences too. Apple, apple. This is an apple. I like apples. We want to keep it really simple, but we still want them using full sentences. So encourage full sentences throughout that recorded demo. When you're doing a recorded demo, you want to pretend that there's a student on the other side. So you do want to leave some wait time. You want to pretend like you're waiting for them to hear. You want to pretend like they responded. You want to pretend like they made mistakes. So let's say I say, you know, banana. Brett, banana. Yes, very good. Okay, so you want to pretend like they made a mistake. So you want to show that you're correcting them in the demo. You only have 10 minutes for this demo. There are a lot of slides. So you do want to move kind of quickly through the demo and get through as many of the slides as you can. If you don't finish, that's not a deal breaker. It's not, I didn't finish. I did not finish all the slides in my live demo. So focus more on using the skills. You definitely want to get through the majority of the slides, but focus more so on getting through those skills, showing that you have you know, simple language, that you're getting them to speak in full sentences, that you're making corrections, that you have the TPR, the props. Those are the things you want to focus on. In the demo for GOGOKID, you're going to have a lot of vocabulary words that you're focusing on, so make sure they're repeating those a couple of times and that you're getting full sentences. They have cat, dog, dragon. If you have props for those things, great, or TPR for them, you know, cat, meow, dog, woof, woof, woof. You know, use those throughout the lesson. There also is a math portion, so you have, you know, 1 + 1 = 2, and they have apples. The students already know the math, okay? So you're not focusing on teaching them how to add. They already know how to add. What they don't know is the English words for plus and equals. So that's what you want to try and convey to them. So figure out a way that you can show plus and equals. Maybe it's TPR. Maybe it's a whiteboard where you're writing plus and equals. Whatever it is, that's what you're really trying to focus on. Not so much teaching them how to add, but the actual words for the math concepts is what you want to focus on. And then towards the end, you do have some sentence patterns in that recorded demo. You want to make this like a conversation. You want to teach the student a back and forth conversation. So again, you want to find a way to do that so that they kind of learn a natural conversation. This is a great time for puppets. You can show the conversation and then ask the student to do the conversation. That really works out well. You can use puppets. What else can you do? I always use puppets. You can find a way to show them that it's a conversation. If you are on the recorded demo, you want to show the interviewer that's watching your demo that you're doing a back and forth. So it's not simply just reading and repeating. It's getting the student to engage in that conversation. A lot of times, I will try and have it reverse. So if I'm saying, you know, what is it? It is an apple. And we're doing back and forth. I want the student to ask me. So I want to see if I can get the student, you know, teacher, what is it? See if I can get them to repeat that so that I can say, oh, it is an apple. So I want to show them the conversation both ways. So that's going to be really important in the demo as well. Let me see what other tips I can make sure to give you. I have another video on just overall things you want to do to impress when you're applying at different online ESL companies, which is going to cover a lot of the tips that are going to be similar here. But those are kind of the big things that you want to make sure you're doing in that recorded demo for GOGOKID. When you finish with the Screencastify, you'll get a Google link. So that's what, if I sent you the invitation, you'll want to send the Google link directly to me. If you got it a different way, you'll send it to whoever you got it from or to GOGOKID. It can take a little while to hear back from them. So I am going to do a video hopefully tomorrow on kind of a 1-month update on how everything is going. But it is a new company. So just remember that it does take them a while to get through all these applications. But you should hear back, within a week max time. They are on the recorded demo. You'll want to send that link to me or whoever sent you the invitation. And make sure that you test it and make sure you watch the video. You can record it. So record it over and over until you're happy. If you're not happy with the first take, do it again. You can re-record. Just send me or whoever the link of the final one that you want as you go through there. Anything else that I need to make sure I tell you as I'm thinking about the demo? I think we're good. All right, guys, I hope you pass your recorded demo. If you need any help or you have any questions or you're looking at the PowerPoint, you're like, I don't know what to do here, definitely reach out. You can hit me up on my email. You can join my Facebook group. Lots of ways to reach me, and I do try and get back to you as quickly as possible. But if I don't, just keep bugging me if I don't catch you the first time. Sometimes things do slip through because I'm getting a lot of messages on Facebook and email and everything else. So sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of everything. Or if I look at your message and I'm out doing something, I'm like, oh, I'll get back to them later, and then I forget. Sorry. So if I missed you, definitely reach out again. Otherwise, good luck on everything. I hope you pass, and I hope you join us at GOGOKID. I am loving GOGOKID. It's a great company so far to work for. I think there's a lot of good things that are going to be coming soon. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.